We continue our observation of Global Media and Information Literacy Week over the next 6 days. It is so fitting that Jamaica brought the resolution, which was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in March of this year. This week aims to address the spread of disinformation and misinformation about COVID-19 and its impact on societies across the world. Here in Jamaica, the government continues its vaccination and mobilization tours to not only ramp up support for the vaccination program, but also to share credible information about COVID-19 with Jamaicans. We urge you to seek out reputable information from your physicians, as well as entities such as the World Health Organization, the Pan American Health Organization, and of course, the Jamaica Information Service, JIS. We want to get back to normal operations. Do your research, get the COVID-19 vaccine, and let's get on with life.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 25, 2021. Jamaica has acquired the much-anticipated Genome sequencing machine, which will allow the country to identify viral strains of COVID-19 and other viruses. Prime Minister Andrew Holness handed over the equipment to the National Influenza Center at the University Hospital of the West Indies on Friday. He pointed out that its acquisition means Jamaica will no longer need to send microbial samples to the Caribbean Public Health Agency in Trinidad for testing.
We must be strategic in our approach to building local capacity and resilience. The pandemic has exposed a number of inadequacies and fragilities in our infrastructure. Whether it is our health infrastructure, we will now have capacity to manage the endemic phase of the pandemic, because there are always now going to be new strains of SARS-CoV-2 emerging. We don't have to wait 6 weeks to know if it is here. So our policies and strategies can be informed much better than before. And so we will know what actions that need to be taken much earlier.
State Minister of Health and Wellness Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn adds that the genome sequencing machine will significantly strengthen the country's surveillance capacity.
New variant cases cluster of the SARS-CoV-2 infections must be detected rapidly before outbreaks of widespread transmission. Ongoing surveillance for COVID-19 is also very essential to understand the long-term epidemiological trends such as incidence and mortality among different age groups.
The Culture, Health, Arts, Science and Education Chase Fund provided $40 million to purchase the machine. Chase is also providing financing for maintenance and servicing of the machine for 3 years, as well as for training and technical support.
The machine itself also comes with a 1-year warranty on hardware and software. So we really don't anticipate any downtime, and that the machine will operate at full capacity at the highest level of efficiency.
At least 9 health departments across the island have begun house-to-house vaccination as government enters another phase of its campaign to get more Jamaicans inoculated against COVID-19. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says healthcare teams have been deployed to communities to administer the COVID-19 vaccine to shut-ins, the disabled and elderly.
We have structured a schedule which has seen the implementation of this house-to-house project, and so far we are able to reach persons who are either immobile, they can't move to a center, or they are far from a fixed site. You may be ill, you may need assistance to move, then contact our local parish health department and we will provide support to get you vaccinated.
There are currently 2 vaccines available in Jamaica, the single-dose Johnson & Johnson and 2-dose AstraZeneca. Up to Sunday, October 25, nearly 894,000 doses of the vaccine have been administered locally. In other news, State Minister for Youth Robert Morgan has enlisted the help of members of Parliament to further encourage the use of the 211 hotline to report child abuse. The free-to-call hotline replaces 888-PROTECT and was organized through a collaborative effort of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, and the Ministry.
Anyone in Jamaica, Madam Speaker, can take up their phone and dial 211. And I'm happy to say that as part of my advocacy, as someone who is fighting for the rights of children, I have some packages out there for each MP. I am giving you some cards. It's a business card for 211. Every one of you will get one to distribute so that persons in your constituency can report child abuse. Giving you some stickers as well, so that you can stick it anywhere you want to report child abuse.
Mr. Morgan was addressing a recent sitting of the House of Representatives. The 24-hour hotline is a confidential means of reporting incidents of child abuse or seeking help concerning children. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says a number of job opportunities are awaiting the 30 participants in his ministry's one-year articulated truck driving program. The program, which is being undertaken in partnership with the Jamaica Defence Force and the Heart NSTA Trust, is approaching the December closing for the first cohort. While on tour of the Caribbean Military Academy recently, Minister Chang pointed out that the training is a targeted social intervention program for the at-risk youth population.
What we're doing is to move youth investment, social investment in this direction, where we have identified a cohort of people, set targets. If we engage 20,000 young people, that's half the population of high school graduates, there is no question that will have significant transformative effect in the community.
Members of the Montego Bay business community have endorsed the initiative, giving a commitment to recruit the candidates upon successful completion of the course.
I'll establish it with you, and I'll take as much of them as I can. But I have about 40 positions, about 12 for coach driving, and about the balance in cars, right? But everybody have general license, so we can shift, right? Plus, the other thing I want to ask you is that, do you offer a course in continuous training? Because we will pay for it.
Upon successful completion, participants will be awarded Levels 2 and 3 National Council on Technical and Vocational Education and Training NCTVET certificates. For those who do not have a driver's license, they will receive a general driver's license. And finally, the government-operated Jamaica Tourist Board, JTB, was named the Caribbean's leading tourist board at this year's prestigious World Travel Awards. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett has expressed delight at the award, adding that Jamaica is truly honored to be recognized in this way by the esteemed World Travel Awards group. Jamaica was also the recipient of the Caribbean's Leading Destination and Caribbean's Leading Cruise Destination Awards. The country was also victorious in 2 new categories: Caribbean's Leading Adventure Tourism Destination and Caribbean's Leading Nature Destination. Mr. Bartlett says these accolades are a testament to the confidence the global travel industry has in Jamaica and all we have to offer. He thanked all the stakeholders who have remained committed during these uncertain times, which he says has ensured that brand Jamaica continues to be very strong. The hotel and attractions subsectors also walked away winners in several categories. The World Travel Awards is regarded as the leading authority that recognizes and rewards excellence in travel and tourism. The results follow a year-long search for the world's top travel, tourism, and hospitality brands. Votes were cast by travel industry professionals, the media, and the public. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
The Cannabis Licensing Authority is committed to supporting the creation of a regulatory framework for the growth and sustainability of Jamaica's medical cannabis industry. We carefully assess application forms for businesses and individuals interested in becoming partners in the industry. Along with other ministries, departments of government and agencies, the authority endeavors to preserve the integrity of the industry through compliance. This is all done to ensure that the industry is operating in conformity with Jamaica's international obligations. Call or visit our website to find out more about the work of the Cannabis Licensing Authority.
By now, I'm sure most of you would have heard some disturbing news concerning our children. We here at the GIS want to empower our Jamaican family with the tools necessary to combat all forms of abuse against our children. The Victim Services Division shares some useful tips next.
Children sometimes see too much. At other times, they hear too much. And many of them feel too much. There are situations where children become victims of crimes, seeing, hearing, and feeling too much of its effect. The hurt and trauma can linger without the proper intervention strategies. This is where government's Victim Services Division comes in. The VSD is having a far-reaching and sweeping impact as it provides help to this vulnerable group.
The Victim Services Division is that division within the Ministry of Justice, which is responsible for coordinating the ministry's support base for victims of crime. Anyone can become a victim of a crime. Victims of crime are often persons who suffer just about any crime you imagine. There are sexual crimes, small children, there is robbery, there is murder, wherein the primary victim, though, has deceased. The secondary victim, which is the family members, are there for the support that we give. We recognize that our victim population was getting younger. Whilst we still would have to communicate with them some of the complex concepts that are a part of the therapeutic process. Hence, we needed to find a medium that will allow for us to use their type of language, colors and sounds and movement.
Well, that medium the ministry found was the use of an animation bundle. It is comprised of 8 short films that offer therapeutic intervention and lessons to children who are victims of crime.
Your daughter was almost abducted today, but she was smart. She ran away. However, there is more she could have done. Walking with headphones on is a dangerous habit. You must be alert. Pay attention to your surroundings and the dangers around you.
Our animation strategy involves the creation of a character called Justy. And Justy represents all that is good and right about what should be done when a child is faced with a difficulty. A child seeing the animation immediately will be able to interact. They are short animation films, so the attention span of the child is not hampered in any way. And our intent is not just for them to watch Justy, but to become and to embody the teachings, the values of Justy in order to help other children.
I have not left the house in over 3 weeks. I came here to work as a helper, and now he tells me that I'm going to work at a nightclub.
Put these on and get ready. We're leaving for the nightclub in half an hour.
Anyone can be trafficked. It does not matter your age, gender, or race.
We also ensure that we would have elected to choose specific topics which were current and will remain current. Abduction is a reality. The matter of being bullied is a reality. Human trafficked is another reality, and among others. There are 8 animation films. And these are current, we have seen over time. We have had the opportunity to have children literally vet the animations, and we are very comfortable that they have the content that will reflect concerns that children would want to share with their friends.
But why was the Victim Services Division so sure that these animated videos would have or will even continue to pull the required effect?
The process of developing an intervention involves doing an assessment. We would have had the benefit of, over the last 20 years, 200,000 victims that we would have been able to assess. We would have had clear understanding of what needs to be done to provide support for the victims of crime, hence the program VSD. What we did was to use that 20 years of experience. We have a cadre of trained social workers, psychologists, various levels of competencies to work with children. And we have just managed to package this entire expertise into 8 animations. I am absolutely confident that they have what it takes to make a difference.
So even in all the challenges, the Victim Services Division is working to provide psychosocial support for victims of crime. The division is committing its unit to the advancement of victim rights, including those of our children. And your role can be as simple as speaking up.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Find out how you can practice these environmentally friendly waste management tools.
Every single day, every living thing creates waste. What's waste? It's any substance that we discard of or throw out after it has served its primary purpose. For example, after having the water in this bottle, I no longer need it, so the bottle becomes waste. Here in Jamaica, we create an average of over 8,000 tons of solid waste per day.
We, from time to time, do what we call garbage characterization survey. This is where we actually go island-wide and take samples of the garbage and look at what make up the garbage, what's the composition of the garbage.
Regardless of what makes up your garbage, if you don't dispose of them correctly, we'll contribute to air and water pollution, flooding, and diseases while influencing climate change. That's why today, we'll look at the different types of waste and the best ways to dispose of them. Well, lunch was good. Sorry you missed it, but I want to point out how much waste I created from just 30 minutes of eating. I have this empty water bottle, well, almost empty, a lunch box. I have napkins, a fork, and I have some leftovers. So far, I've created organic, recyclable, and solid waste. Other types of waste include hazardous and liquid. Let's go ahead and break them down while looking on how to dispose of each. Let's start with organic waste. Organic waste is any material that is biodegradable and comes from either a plant or an animal. Examples include paper, leftover food, leaves, branches, and livestock manure. Over time, organic waste eventually breaks down into fertilizer. But not if it goes to the landfill. That's not good. There it will produce methane, and high levels of methane can reduce the amount of oxygen in the air, which will affect our breathing. So, where should it go? Organic waste shouldn't go into your bin. Take it round a back and start a composting heap.
We believe that composting provides an excellent opportunity.
Composting is rather simple. Cut the bottom from a container and place it directly on the ground in a cool or shaded location in your backyard.
First, we start with some grass from the lawn. I have some cardboard that I bought some things at the store and I got. This is cardboard. So I just cut it up and I throw it in.
Then add wood chips, fruits and vegetable waste, and animal waste from your cows or goats.
You need moisture, you need air.
Keep your compost moist and stir it regularly.
More.
We would produce the best soil nutrients for our flower beds, our farms, our little kitchen gardens. We will then be cutting back on expensive buying fertilizer.
Liquid waste includes fluids such as domestic wastewater, sewage, processed water, grease, or other liquids. Wastewater from doing the dishes, laundry, and showering are considered grey water and can be used in your garden. Hazardous waste can be liquid or solid. It includes all types of rubbish that are flammable, toxic, corrosive, and reactive. First things first, don't throw hazardous waste, whether liquid or solid, in your bin. Follow the labels on hazardous products for disposal instructions and buy the exact amount that you need. So if you use all of it, you really don't have any waste. You can flush some hazardous household wastes followed by plenty of water. This only applies, though, to hazardous household waste that can be neutralized by water. And when in doubt, reach out to the NSWMA. Solid waste is any tangible item that has already served its primary purpose and is discarded by individuals. This type of waste is commonly broken down into plastic, paper, metals, tins, ceramics, and glass. The good news is that most of the solid waste we create are recyclable and compostable. That's another reason it's important to separate your garbage. This way, you can create a compost heap with your solid organic waste and recycle bottles, furniture, and other solid waste. For those in terrible condition, drop them in your Jomadi gates and the NSWMA will be there on the double for them. And if you don't have a drum, the NSWMA will provide one under its Jomadi Gate initiative.
So we are issuing you with your own drums, so you have control over your receptacles, don't it? So your garbage don't have to be littered all over the place.
Recyclable waste refers to all the items we can convert into products that are useful. These include my water bottle, solid items such as paper, metals, furniture, and organic waste. Well, you don't really dispose of recyclable waste. At least you shouldn't. Reusing or upscaling is the way to go. We're all responsible for the waste we create, and by separating them and practicing proper waste disposal, we'll create a beautiful, safe, and healthy environment, doing our part to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
It's the 11th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Students, show your national pride by entering the essay, poster, and photo competition. Primary school students, enter the essay competition. Triumphant, proud, and free. Use this phrase from the song Jamaica Land of Beauty to explain our nation's heritage and achievements. High school students, design a poster that best portrays the phrase triumphant, proud, and free. And university students, capture a photo that depicts the phrase triumphant, proud, and free. Submit your entries by October 31. Visit jis.gov.jm for competition guidelines. Triumphant, proud, and free. The JIS Heritage Competition 2021.
We are still in Heritage Month and we're still filled with pride about the exploits of our people. But today we look at one of our national symbols that have served to deepen our admiration for Jamaica, land we love. Take a look.
Christopher Columbus saw it here when he came. It means wood of life in Latin. It's world-renowned for its medicinal, ornamental, and industrial properties. But round these parts, it's known as the Lignum vitae, the island's national flower.
It is a tree that is native to Jamaica, it's native to Cuba, basically the Greater Antilles and parts of Central America. Its native habitat is pretty much dry, alluvial type plains. It also grows in well-drained limestone areas.
This short, compact tree takes over 100 years to grow up to 30 feet tall. Due to its luminous purple-blue flower, alluring orange-yellow fruit, evergreen foliage and attractive rounded shape, the tree dots across the Jamaican landscape, shading many houses, streets, and complexes. Since time immemorial, the Lignum vitae has been touted as the most useful tree in the world.
It produces a gum, and that gum used to be regarded as highly favored for medicinal uses.
Its body, gum, bark, fruit, leaves, and blossom are used to produce medicine. In colonial times, resin from the tree was used as a mild laxative and as a diuretic. The leaves were used as a remedy for respiratory, inflammatory, congestion, and neurological disorders. Its bark eases pain from sprains, strain, rheumatism, and arthritis. And I'm sure many Jamaican homes still ward off flies with its branches.
Its most noted feature is the wood. Because it's slow growing, it's very, very dense. And that density and the weight of it gives it a number of industrial uses.
That's because the Lignum vitae is infused with an oil which makes it waterproof. It's ranked as the world's densest, hardest, and most durable traded wood. In addition to being used for making exquisite furniture, the Lignum vitae was used to insulate trolley cars for the rail industry. The wood also made the propeller shaft bearings of most ships back in the day. Lignum vitae wood is also ideal for these creations. The Lignum vitae is truly the holy grail of plants.
That's all the time we have here on this station. Keep the lines of communication open. Email us, jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Join us on all the major social media platforms. Visit our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch up with us while on the go by downloading our mobile app. We are here for you. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.